guys, this is Ananya and welcome back to my channel Humanities and Beyond. I am currently working on creating content that will help you ace your coming examinations and get a perfect 100 by 100 score like me. I am back with yet another super informative video on notice writing that will cover everything from the format to the information checklist to tips and tricks and a special solved PYQ. Moreover, before we begin, please like the video and subscribe to the channel so that I can continue making more such informative video and help you in your board prep further. So now, without any delay, let's begin. So today we'll be covering notice writing. This comes for 4 marks in your final examination in the part B section of creative writing. It is a super short question with a word limit of 50 words, and hence you need to keep in mind exactly what you want to write and in the perfect way that you write so that you do not exceed the word limit, because there is negative marking once you breach the word limit by a huge margin. So let's start with the most important part, that is the things that you need to remember in your mind while you're attempting this question so that you do not miss out on any important content and are also able to write your final answer within the 50 words limit. So the first thing and the most important thing that I think you need to keep in mind is the 5 W's. That is the 5 things that your notice has to answer while you've presented your final answer. So that is, what is the notice about? Why are you writing this particular notice? When will the particular event that you've mentioned happen? Where will it happen? And who exactly is the people that you're targeting via this notice? So these are the 5 things that I'll further explain with an example that we've solved and the things that you have to cover. But anytime you've written your notice, you need to think, okay, have I covered these 5 W's? And if you have covered them, then your notice is complete, and if it's within the 50 words limit, then you are writing a perfect answer and you will get the 4 marks that you're there out looking for. Now, the second thing that you need to keep in mind is an eye-catching title. So the first thing that any examiner will see will be your title, and it needs to be informative, and it needs to be very relevant to the topic of your notice. The third thing is, and very importantly, the 50 word limit, because this is something which a lot of students have problems in maintaining, because you do not realize once you've crossed this limit, because it is in theory a very small range of words to limit your answer to. So a solution that I have for this is that while you're writing this question in your final examination, attempt it with pencil. So the first time you write it, use a pencil, and once you've written it, you know that you've exceeded word limit, but you are missing out on some crucial information. So you can rephrase things, you can erase it and write it again. Then once you're done with that, trace it with pen really quickly and let it dry for some minutes. Come back to it after 15-20 minutes and then erase it so that any ink doesn't get spread, and you have your perfect answer without any cuttings in your final paper. Now, fourthly, you need to ensure that the final notice that you have is enclosed in a box. So don't start with making a box initially itself. Write your final answer, write it with a pencil, then finalize it with a pen, and then enclose it in a box once you're done with everything. This box can be with a pen or pencil, but I think a pencil is preferable. Then fifth and very importantly, do not make up a lot of hypothetical information and facts. Everything that's given in the question is all that you need to care about and something that you need to revolve your answers around. There are some information that you'll have to add, that is the time, the date of the event, because that is something that's not given usually. Otherwise, do not make up something entirely new. And finally, you need to be very clear with the type of language that you're using, because there are 2 marks that are in this section out of 4 that are there for the quality of your content, and clarity of language is one very important factor in that. Now, without waiting, let's move on to the format that you will have to take note of. So the starting part of the format is the name of the issuing agency / authority. So herein, if you are the head girl of a school, so you'll mention the school that you are the part of as the name of the issuing authority. Then you write the word notice, highlighting the fact that this is a notice that you're issuing. Then from the left indented format, you write the date on which the notice is being issued. Then you have in the middle indentation, you have the title or the subject of the event, and here you have the main body where you will write everything about the 5 W's that we discussed, and all of them will come here. So majorly, you mentioned the date, you mentioned the time, you mentioned the duration, the place, the venue, what is happening, why is happening, where is it happening, when it is happening, and for who is it specifically happening. And finally, in the left indentation, you have the authorized signatory with your designation in the particular organization. If you've not understood this right now, don't worry. I am gonna solve in this particular video PYQ from your 2024 paper, and that will clear every doubt that you might have right now. So let's begin. Now this is a 2024 board examination question from your set 3. Now this is the question that you got. Let's just read it, and we'll try to attempt it in a way that if this came in your examination and I was the one attempting it. So write a notice to invite class 11 students, now this is very important, to a special assembly to facilitate the sports stars of your school with badges of honor. There is a renowned cricketer Sahil Singla who would be the chief guest at the occasion. Share all the necessary details about the event. You are Rohini/Rohan, the president of the student council of Bal Mahal School, Roshni Nagar. Here, now you've got some key information, that is 11 students have to be invited. There is a special assembly. There is a chief guest, so you can't miss out on them. The assembly is being held to give out badges of honor to sports stars of your school. Now the necessary details are not given, so here you can make up your information. There's a part about not having hypothetical information goes away here for a time being, because the date, the time, the venue is not given in the question, and you'll have to make that up. Nothing else has to be made up by you, and please keep that in mind. And finally, this is the designation that you have. Now with all this information, let's move on to what the solution would look like. Now this is the solution that I've created for you. Now, as I mentioned, if you were in your examination right now, you'd start with writing with a pencil. Now, all of this part that is still here is something that you can write with a pen, but it's the body that I suggest that you write with a pencil. Why? Because this body has to be within 50 words, and 50 words is very small, and you might end up missing out on some key information if you just straight up start writing. So start writing with a pencil, bold it, finalize it with a pen once you're done with your 50 word limit and you are meeting your 5W checklist, and then erase it later on so that your ink doesn't spread. This is very important. This is something that I learned with my personal experience while writing my 12th examination and preparing, and this is something that I'm sharing with you as a perfect tip that you can use in your final examination. So let's understand. Here first we've written the signatory body. So this is Bal Mahal School, Roshni Nagar. This is the school that we belong to. The notice, you can underline it or just write it in bold. It like you need to highlight this fact. This is the date on which you are issuing the notice. This again, this is very important. This is the title of your video, of your notice, the title that the people will be viewing first. So celebrating sports achievement. Now this is not a very fancy flowery title, but this gives ahead the main introduction to your notice, that is you are holding a special assembly that will be celebrating sports achievements of the students of the school. Now this cannot be very long, so we have limited it to 3 words, but it gives you an idea as to what will be covered further in the notice. Now let's begin. All class 11 students. Now we've covered the who part. Who are invited? Class 11 students are informed that a special assembly. Now what is happening? A special assembly is happening. So the what part of your 5Ws is covered, will be held to present badges of honor to the budding sports person of our school by our chief guest, Mr. Sahil Singla, the renowned cricketer. Now this was very crucial because this was information that was mentioned in your question, and you cannot at any given point miss that out. Now the ceremony will be held on 10th March. So when it will be held? It will be held on 10th March. And again, at what time? It will be held at 10 a.m. Where will it be held? The school auditorium. Now do you see that the 5Ws that I said that we have to cover are all right here. So you have who, we have it for class 11 students. What is this notice for? It is for a special assembly to celebrate sports achievement of our budding sports person. then when is covered here, and where is the school auditorium, and the final W, that was that of why. Why are we writing this notice? To request everyone's presence for the event. So all the 5 W's are here, and then that is where you know, and this is within 50 words. And at this point you know that okay, you've written a perfect notice which is covering every information that you needed to present. It is within the 50-word limit, and the perfect format has been followed. Then you write your name and your designation, and you're done. Don't forget that you also have to enclose all of this in a box. So like I've not added this because, as I said, once you're done with the notice, then you add the box. Right now let me clean this up for you 1 second, and so that you can have a clear view of the solution and understand that this wasn't very difficult, and it won't take very much time because you only have to write 50 words. But the problem comes once you have to summarize your answer and it is exceeding the word limit. So make sure that you have a rough draft, you have finalized your answer, and then you fair it and you have the perfect solution. I hope you can understand the format that you have to follow, the way you have to attempt it, and the way you have to ace it. That is it for this video, and if there are any questions that you have, please comment below and I will answer them personally. If there is any other video that you want, please let me know. I will make sure that I'm able to create that and post that before an examination. All the best, please keep preparing, and let me know if there is any other way that I can help you in. Thank you.